Hey everybody, I'm going to try to make this quick. Smash that like button. I totally appreciate it. So we're back into Psalm 119, and I'm still diving in about the verse of the letter Y, which is the number 10. And I was sharing with you about the story of the spies, the 10 spies. So I'm going to shorten that up again and tell you real quick. So there's two sets of team of 10. Okay, so one team of 10 goes to look at this land in Canaan, and they come back with a positive report, and they're like, the land is good, milk and honey, it's going to be great for our people. Great. Okay, the other 10 goes to a different part in the land of Canaan, and they come back and their report is it's terrible. These giants are there where it's going to be hard to work the land. It's going to be negative. Okay, so God gets angry at the 10 spies that give a negative report, because the instruction from God was go and investigate the land and come back with a report. Okay, now here's the key. Those 10 scholars, okay, there's 10 groups of people, okay, 10 and 10, okay, they were originally scholars, pastors and teachers that were teaching the Israelites in the land about the word of God, about the 10 commandments, judgments, precepts, statutes, etc. Okay. And they're looking at it going, there's so much materialism in the land of Canaan. There's so much physical distractions. Their report and their reporting negative actually was in truth, because they were worried, anxious, doubtful that they could be in a land with all the materialism, and they thought that they were going to get distracted and that they wouldn't be able to really study the Torah because they were worried that all the distractions of the materialism would hold back the people. Now, their report had truth in it, because as a scholar living out in the desert without any distractions, they would have been able to buffer themselves because they weren't merged into a society with other people with all the materialism. But here's the thing. God told them to go there. So God's always going to have the victory. So their negativity and doubt and anxiousness is what God was angry with. Not that their report didn't have truth in it. It did have truth in it. So let's come back to a balance sheet in a business, okay? So you're going to have on one side the assets, and the assets are the inventory of what you have, the cash, the liquid cash, the lines of credit, etc., the accounts receivable that are coming into the business, the new product lines that you're developing, whatever. All that is the assets, okay? That's the positive income cash flow. On the other side of this balance sheet, you have at the top the liabilities, and within those liabilities you have the debt, you have the credit cards that you haven't paid off, you've got the loans that are outstanding that you haven't paid off, you've got the bad business agreements that you need to return and refund people's stuff that you weren't good on your word with, whatever. I'm giving you a quick example, okay? And interest, taxes, etc. All that's coming out, all the expenses for the business, all the things that you put into the business. Okay, so that's part of the negativity, like the land of Canaan. So there's going to be giants. There's going to be obstacles that you're going to have to overcome. And those are the liabilities that we work with in life. That's our cross, our burden that we're carrying, okay? That's our sacrifice, what we're carrying. Now, what's underneath of that, on the same side of that balance sheet, on the right side, is owner's equity. And with owner's equity is, what amount of money did you put in? What amount of sweat, blood, and tears did you put into that business? What amount of study and sacrifice did you put into that business in terms of taking your personal assets and putting it into the business, your owner's equity, taking your house and putting that up for collateral, taking your car, put that up for collateral. What are you sacrificing and putting into that business so that you can create a profit? And so you're looking at all that. Okay, now let's take this balance sheet concept, okay? The assets, the land of Canaan was filled with milk and honey. It was a beautiful landscape. It had the potential for great harvesting of great fruits and vegetables, etc. And it was in a great location. Location, location, location. Okay. And those are the positive things. The negative things were that there were giants in the land, and there was influence of, materialism in the land. There were distractions in the land. But there also, on the asset positive side, you could utilize, being close as a merchant base to all these different ports so that you yourself could grow a business. That's an asset. But the liability is there's all these other negative influences of the people that live there that are not living and walking the Torah, people that are not, focused on God. Therefore, they could be a negative influence. Okay. It's a potentiality. Yes, they could be a negative influence. And their practices, which were not in alignment with God, okay, could actually take somebody on a detour and have them have more of a desert time away from God. Okay. So, but the part at the bottom, the owner's equity, is the time that the scholars were spending reading the Bible, teaching the Torah, teaching the Hebrew Israelite people who God is, what God expects, what the judgments, precepts, commandments, statutes, testimonies are. And because the people were in their Bible, highlighting, writing, cross-referencing, doing their study and research in the Bible, then that owner's equity is going to balance out the liabilities that are above it. And that, again, is with God's grace and mercy. Again, what we're told to do is go do this, go make the report. So then we gather the information to make the report. We report, these are our assets, these are our liabilities, this is our owner's equity. And then we hand it over to God and we say, God, do something with this. We hand it over to our bookkeeper and our accountant. And we say, do something with this. Okay. And God is going to take those numbers, take those things, material things. And if you're in the Word, if you are following as an Israelite, if you are following as a Hebrew person, if you are studying the Bible and the Torah, then this letter, the letter Y, okay, that power of that letter is, God is going to shower down his blessings on you in that balance sheet. God is going to bring you abundance and prosperity and blessings because you're in the Torah. It's about merging that physical with the spiritual so that when other people see that you too are creating abundance, then they're like, wow, how did you do that? I was just reading the Bible. Really? You read the Bible and you got all that money? Huh? That doesn't make sense. Actually, it does. So I hope that is a quick illustration to you of a balance sheet, who God is, what God expects. And again, this is all on Psalm 119. Read it for yourself. Get in the Word, people. Go do it. Have a good one.